Recently I've made a video about how to start sewing, and now I'm going to walk you through step by step how to use your sewing machine and what all these settings on your sewing machine mean. And I am also walking you through a first project so that you know what you need to do when you use your sewing machine for the first time. I'm using a Bernina 1008, and basically on every sewing machine you will have a hand wheel. With the hand wheel, it is important that you always turn it towards you and never the other way around, except if you have some bulky thread stuck in the transporter foot, then sometimes you are allowed to turn it a bit backwards in order to get your fabric out here. Otherwise, you basically thread your sewing machine from the upper side go through that part here, and it looks most of the time like an N. And then thread it through the needle. Then on every sewing machine on the top, you also have a tension wheel. Tension is normally between 4 and 6. Here, right now, it's on 5. It always depends on your fabric, what you need to do with your sewing machine. You can change the needle position down here. You either have it in the middle or to the right. Right now it's in the middle. And then here you can basically choose your stitch. Here right now on 0, it is basically a straight stitch. On other sewing machines, like for example on Meisinger, it looks a bit different. I will show you as well. That's a straight stitch at Bernina. If you go up, it will transform into a zigzag stitch. Zigzag stitches are important if you're sewing something elastic, or if you want to secure your edges of your fabric and you don't have a serger yet. I always would recommend doing a zigzag stitch around the corners of your fabric to make sure that it doesn't fray and to make sure that it lasts long. So that's the basic settings. Most of the time you also have buttonhole function on your sewing machine, and I'm going to film another video for that. Then you have the function to go back, and basically here at the Bernina you can also adjust your stitch length here by turning a wheel. Normally a good stitch length for every fabric is 2.5. If you have finer fabrics, I would recommend going a bit tighter to 1. If you have thicker fabrics like jeans fabric, I would go up to 3.5. Sometimes even 5 makes sense if you want to basically ruffle your fabric. Here I explained to you in another video that you can sometimes turn the transporter foot out. That's how you turn it out, and then it won't move anymore. But in general, you want to turn it on and make it move. Then here at the bottom, you have your bobbin. If you put your bobbin in, you always need to make sure that it's going around clockwise, and then you thread it through, put it back in. If you put your bottom bobbin in, normally it should make a click. If you have a top loader, it doesn't click, but you see that it's laying in properly. So to catch that thread from the bottom here, we turn this wheel. Then you see at the bottom the thread is catching the bobbin thread. And then we fish it out. I most of the time use my scissors to do that. And yeah, that's how you're getting started. So we now have here some fabric, and I'm going to fold it in the middle to explain to you how to sew on fabric. So first thing that we're going to do is put our fabric on the transporter foot, then lower the sewing foot in the back with our hand. Here adjust the size to 2.5, and then turn the hand wheel towards us so that the needle is in. Make sure we have enough thread hanging here, otherwise you will unthread your sewing machine. And then we are going forward 3 stitches and then turning that up to go backwards again to secure our thread, otherwise it will untangle again. We're now going to sew a straight line, and then I'm going to turn the fabric and tell you what to do when you want to turn the fabric. So we now want to turn the fabric. For that, we turn the wheel towards us until the needle is in our fabric. Then we lift the sewing foot, turn it by 90 degrees or whatever we like. You can see here on the parallel lines that it is straight. Then we go forward a couple of stitches, turn the needle back in, lift the sewing foot, go down again, and here you can see with the edge of her fabric and this metal platter that it is straight. Then we're going to continue sewing. Go backwards and forwards, and then basically cut it off. And basically that's your first sewing project. And it's also a good test to check if your tension is correct or if you need to adjust something. Here it looks all right. That's how you use your sewing machine. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions about how to use your sewing machine, let me know in the comments below and ask me any question. I will give my best to answer you in the comments down below. And I see you in one of my next videos. Bye!